Hello guys, welcome to Mobilemaths with Kamshrai. Today I want us to look at sequences and series and introduction of those two. Okay, so when we talk of sequences and series, we should have a general know-how of number patterns. Okay, so as a mathematician, you should have some 3 important skills. Like for example, the first one, to recognize patterns in sets of numbers, and also to describe the pattern in words, and also to continue the pattern. Those are the 3 important skills that one should have when we are talking of number pattern. Then now we have got a list of numbers. When we have a list of numbers, we call that a pattern. And that pattern, we can also call it a number sequence. Okay, so I can have an example of 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on, going on and on. This is a pattern, and we can call this is a sequence. We call it a sequence because the members or the numbers of a sequence they are also called to be terms. Okay, so like for example, let me have an example. I've got this example. This is a number sequence. This is a number sequence. This one. Why do I say it is a number sequence? I've got the first term is A, or I can have, okay, before I talk of A, let's talk of 3 as the first term. So I can have this 3 as my first term. Then if I have it as a first term, I can say it's T1. Then 7, I can have it as second term, and this we can say is T2. This is T2. Okay. Then 11 is T3, term number 3. Okay, and so on. So this is what I'm talking about. So when we have this like this, term number 1, term number 2, term number 3, and so on, like this, what it means is that the sequence is starting with A, with 3. And our 3 is the first term. Okay? Then when we move from 3, 3 is our first term. We can term it A there. It's normally denoted as A, like this. Then the second term is 7. When we move from 3 to 7, we have a difference of 4 terms there. We have added 3 plus 4, we get 7. Okay? To get the other term, we have added again 4, and we get 11. Okay? So it's like the previous term, we add 4 to get the next term. That becomes a number pattern and a sequence. Okay? That's what we are talking about. Okay? So, when we talk of a sequence, basically, it can also be called a progression. A sequence is a set of ordered numbers. That's what we call a sequence. It is a set of ordered numbers. We have got 2 types of these sequences. We have got arithmetic, and we have got geometric sequences. Okay, so I would like to explain the difference of these 2. Okay, so I'll start with arithmetic sequence. Arithmetic sequence, they are known of having a common difference. they have got the common difference. Then that common difference is denoted by D. What do we mean when we say common difference? Let's have a look at this example that I have here. I've got term number 1, term number 2, term number 3, and so on. Okay. So the common difference that we are saying is we have got D. We get our D. We get our common difference D there as term number 2 minus term number 1. That's how we get our common difference. So if I do that, term number 2 is 6 minus first term is 2, so I'll get a 4. Okay, let's do for the next one. D is equals to T3 minus T2. T3 is 10 minus 6. I'll get a 4. So when this happens, I'm getting 4 here, I'm getting 4. It means from 2 to 6, I'm adding 4. Then I'll get 6. From 6 to 10, I add 4 to get 10. Adding 4 to 10, I'll get 14. So there is a common difference of 4 there. So here we have introduced a number of things. We've introduced the first term 2 there is known as T1. And when we talk of arithmetic sequences or progression, we also have what we term A as the first term. Then the second term is known as T2, third term T3. Then the difference that is there from first term to the second, we say is the common difference. Okay, so that's what we have learned there. Let's move on. We have got geometric sequence. Geometric sequence, when we talk of geometric, we talk of common ratio. A common ratio. So for our common ratio, this has to be constant from one difference from one ratio to the next ratio. I've got an example here. So this is, we say this is the first term T1, second term T2, third term T3. Okay. So the ratio, common ratio, we find our common ratio using the formula we say T n over T n minus 1. That's the formula. So when we do that, it means I can say T2 over T1. And my T2 is 10 over 5. And I'll get a common ratio of 2 there. Let's do that for the next one. T3, here I'm having T3. T3 over T3 minus 1. So I'll get T3 over T2. I'll get 20 over 10. I'll get a common ratio of 2 again. So here we've got what we call common ratio. And it is the same. Okay, so we have introduced the common ratio, and also remember the first term, whether it's geometric or arithmetic, is A. Okay, fine. Now let's move on to what we to our notation. Our notation, the first term, I think we have done this. The first term we said is T1. We know it as T1, and it is also known as A. The second term is T2. The third term is T3, and we go on and on and on like that. Okay, so maybe we can do another example and write the terms. So this one is T1, T2, T3, T4, T5, T6, and so on. And remember, this is your first term, which is also A. For the geometric, we have got this one, T1, T2, T3. Okay, and this one also is our A, first term. Okay, first term. So in other words, first term can be written as T1 or can be written as A. Okay, depending on the question. Let's move on. We've got what we call the nth term. Okay, we've got what we call the nth term. In arithmetic and geometric formulas, for the nth term, we are going to use a, which is the first term. Okay, so that's what we are going to do. Maybe before we do the questions, let's have a look at these ones. We want to find the common difference between these terms. We said for arithmetic, there's a general formula. To find the common difference, we say is equals to Tn minus Tn minus 1. So if I have this one is term number 1, term number 2, term number 3. Let me use term number 3. T3 there minus T3 minus 1. This becomes T3 minus T2. Okay, that's how you get the common difference. Okay, let's go for the geometry. We said for the geometry, to get the R is equals to Tn over Tn minus 1. Okay, that's what we do then. Okay, I think it's now clear. Let's now look at some questions. Okay, this one we have done it, but let's answer it again and see how we answer it. Find the common difference and write down the next two terms of the sequence. So the common difference, D is equals to Tn minus Tn minus 1. So I have got, so the first thing you can do is T1, T2, T3, T4. You write these terms. So I've got T2 minus T1. What do I get? I'll get 6 minus 2. So my D is equals to a 4. Writing the next terms, I'm going to come here. This is my T. This is T4, 5, T6. So I'm going to use T6 then. T6 is equal to 22. I want to find T7. T7 is going to be equal to, I'll say 22 plus 4. I'll get it as 26. Okay, I do the same for the next one since they said 2. So I'll get, for the next one, I'll get T8. T8 is equal to 26 plus 4. I'll get 30. Okay, so those are the two terms.